Good afternoon. My name is Małgorzata Kurzępa. I'm a founder and director of Fairhouse Investments, the company which invests in properties in UK for 7 years and over 10 years altogether. 7 years ago, I came from Poland, where my journey with property investing started, and until now, this is what I'm doing. This is not my main job. I still keep my daily job because I really love it, and maybe one day I will tell you exactly what I'm doing in most of the time, around 40 hours per week. But the property is first it became my hobby, and now it's just something I found extremely amazing, extremely interesting, and I really love doing what I'm doing. And I'm preparing myself for replacing my daily income, the income from my daily job, with the income from investments. But also, I'm building my not only investment company but also my educational company, because I realized after 7 years and 10 actually altogether, I have plenty of knowledge and I'm really ready to share it with you. Today, guys, I wanted to tell you about the cooperation with a mortgage broker. Is it worth to talk to a mortgage broker, or are you capable to find your mortgage by yourself? By the way, if you find it interesting, or you think that some of your friends, Facebook friends, could get something interesting from this live, please share it with your friends. Because I don't know if this is any value for you or your friends, but maybe someone will find a value in it. So the most important thing, most of us apply for mortgage once or twice in our life. So this is very important decision. I mean, buying a residential property is extremely important decision. Just mortgage is on side of it. And usually it brings us a lot of stress. So depends on how do you react at this stress connected to buying the property. You can hire someone like a mortgage broker to find this mortgage for you and just, get rid of this problem, just let him do everything, or you can try to do it by yourself. I've heard somewhere that buying a residential property is the second most stressful situation in life, and the first is divorce. Buying a property is the second most stressful. So depends on you how you react. So if your financial situation is comparatively straightforward, you've been working in UK for over 2 years. You have your daily job is permanent job, or you're self-employed but you also work for a long time, or you have limited company, you work for a long time. You earn over £25,000 per year, or if you want to apply for a mortgage with your spouse, it could be over 30,000, must be over £30,000 per year. You wouldn't have any troubles to get a mortgage. The situation when you apply for mortgage with your spouse, the income should be higher, but in a case when your spouse is not working at all, for example, this is your wife who stays at home with little kids, then you have to earn at least 30,000 and she could earn 0, and it still would be fine. So the first thing you should have when you're looking for the property, or you already found the property and you want to buy it, is something called mortgage in principle or agreement in principle. This is the document you can get from your own bank, the bank where you have your normal accounts or your credit cards or your debit cards, whatever. And you go to see them and they will give you this document, mortgage in principle. The document states that you are capable to get a mortgage. It also they will also tell you, the advisor from bank will tell you how much you can for how much you can buy, what's the maximum price of the property. Remember that usually it's 4 or 5 times your annual income. So for example, if you earn £25,000 annually, then you could buy a property for £120,000. So maybe it's not great in London, but most of the places outside London, it's actually quite nice house. So this is the first thing, agreement in principle. And when you talk to the estate agent, or when you talk to the potential to the vendor from which you want to buy your dream property, then you would be treated as a serious person, because then they would be sure that you are fully capable to get a mortgage. And because the situation which is the most stressful for the agent or for the vendor is when the sale is already going on, and suddenly the buyer says, oh sorry, I wouldn't get a mortgage. So usually you should know if you could get a mortgage or not before you start the process. So if your financial situation is stable, as I said, you have to work here for over 2 years. And the very important thing is for you to register for electoral roll. I'm not sure why exactly is that important, but I think it's like a confirmation that you really live in the property you live under your address. You're a serious person. You know what it means. You're a good citizen. Or if you're not a citizen, you could still register for electoral roll, which gives you an opportunity to vote in a local votes. I don't know, sorry, I missed this word. So electoral roll, please double check if you don't have any unpaid tickets, and you don't have any unpaid mortgage, you don't have any unpaid loans, and all your bills are paid on time. This is very important. The other aspect of the fact if you could get a mortgage or not is the property itself. For example, if your property is 3-bed 2-bath house in the neighborhood where most of the houses has 3 beds but only 1 bath, then in theory your potential house would be valued more than others. So it's difficult to compare, but if you could be ready to pay like £10,000 more or £15,000 more for it. But if the property you want to buy is an average property in the neighborhood of houses where most of the houses cost £100,000, you can't pay 150,000 only because you love their pink walls inside. I hope you know what I mean. The lender wouldn't give you money to overpay for the property. So they also assess the value of the property. If they agree that this is value the money they lend you, then you would get the mortgage for this property. So what could you do when you already have your dream house and you're thinking if you could get a mortgage for it or not? Do you have to use the broker? No, you don't have to use the broker. You can do everything by yourself. There is a website I strongly advise you to use. It's called Money Saving Experts. And there you will find a part called Mortgage Best Buys. I will put these names in the title of this video. So Money Saving Experts and then Mortgage Best Buys. And in Mortgage Best Buys, you will find the best offers for residential mortgages at the market available now. The situation could change next month. Maybe next month the offer you found a month before wouldn't be the best one, but for current situation, the best offers are there. Then if you choose or you find a selection of offers there, you should contact the mortgage broker. Then broker will ask you several questions about your financial situation, about your family situation, how much you earn, how much you spend. He will also ask you what kind of mortgage you want, because you have to be aware if you want a fixed term, if you want variable, or if you want flexible, if you want the mortgage for 2 years or you want the mortgage for 5 years, you have to know that. and in couple days time the broker will call you back and will tell you which offer is from the current offers is the best for you. What you have to do next, go back to money saving experts and compare if the offer the broker found for you is there as well, and then you could really compare the expenses, how much you have to pay if you go directly to the lender or how much you have to pay if you go via broker. As I said, the situation of buying the house is in general quite stressful. If you want to avoid all the stress, just go to broker and don't really even think about looking for anything by yourself. Remember also that some of the lenders, you will find this information on money saving experts. With some lenders you can apply directly, but some lenders do not give you such an opportunity. You have to go via broker anyway. So if you talk to the broker, the first conversation is free. You don't, I mean, it's not free, but you don't pay for it. Only if you decide to take a mortgage via broker, then usually you pay the fee. Usually at the beginning you pay 99 quid, and then the rest of the fee you will pay at the end when you already have the mortgage. If your financial situation is somehow different than average, for example, you just lost your job, or you realized your wife is pregnant and she would need to go for maternity leave soon, or for example, you are self-employed and you pay yourself very low salary, then I advise you to start with the conversation with the broker, because the good broker would also be able to give you an advice how to improve your financial situation, how to improve your credit score sometimes as well. For credit score, you can go to Experian or Credit Karma. You will find your credit score there for free. This is also very important. So in a conversation with broker, you will tell him exactly how your financial situation looks like, what could be a potential problem. He will also ask questions and he will also be able to find potential issues. And maybe some of these issues could be fixed in time. It means maybe you cannot apply for a mortgage now, but maybe you would be able to apply, let's say, in 2 years' time when you fix all these issues, and the broker will help you. The fee for the broker is usually between 200 and 500 pounds for the average residential or even buy-to-let mortgage. I'm not talking about the mortgages for, I don't know, 6 million pounds it would be for developers, and this is something completely different. I'm talking about an average mortgage. So how should you choose the proper broker? The only way to choose the proper one is if he would be referred by one of your friends. This is very important, to be referred by the person who really used the broker. And I know it's not nice to say, but the best referee is someone who really got some troubles with the mortgage and the broker helped him to solve it. So you can choose according to the fee, but remember, the brokers with low fee, around 200, 300 pounds, they usually don't have much experience and they usually don't have a big lender's portfolio. However, between them, they are also people who have huge experience, who's been working for the mortgage company for years, for example. And for example, a year ago, they decided to go independent and they also trying to gather clients. So they also have comparatively low fee. On the other side, there are brokers whose fee is quite high, let's say 500, 600 pounds. And unfortunately, it doesn't prove that they are really, really great, because it's just a fee, it's just a marketing. Some people charge a lot for the service, which you could get at the same level for half price. So be careful. As I said, the best is referral from someone. I didn't mention, I mean, I mostly focus on residential mortgages, but and in residential mortgage, of course, you can go independent, you can go directly to the lender or go via broker. While when we're talking about buy-to-let mortgages, I wouldn't even bother to look for anything by myself. For my mortgage, buy-to-let mortgages, I always use brokers because these people have huge experience. I already use few brokers. Every time I have bad experience, I just change for another one. The new one, the one I use currently, I find him really, really great, and he came as he's been referred by a friend of mine. So I'm sure that he's doing this time. He's doing really, really good job. And you know, for someone who's an investor and who buy several properties even per year, and remember, every time you buy, it's one mortgage, but every time you remortgage, it's basically another mortgage. So after 10 years being in this business, you will have quite a good experience with mortgages, brokers, lenders, and all these people and all these companies. So believe me, you will get this experience, and it will come with time. But buy-to-let mortgages, just go directly to broker. Don't even bother to look for it by yourself. There are some brokers working next to, usually independent, but next to or close to real estate agencies. And if you go for, if you're looking for to buy your property via real estate agent, usually they advise you to use their broker. You can use their broker, but you don't have to. My experience is that some of these people are just overpriced. They don't have to look for their clients, so they don't bother about the price. Unfortunately, also some of them are quite inexperienced. But as I said, there are exceptions. Some of them are really, really great, and just use the referred one. So thank you very much. This is all I wanted to tell you today. Usually I'm coming to you every Sunday around 1 p.m. I'm telling you about things connected to investing in properties, not necessarily from investors' point of view. Sometimes also I'm talking about house owners, residential mortgages, properties you buy as your home, but also about the subjects for investors. So yeah, this is all I wanted to tell you today. If you find this interesting, please share with your friends. If you think any particular of your friends could be interested, please share it specifically with them. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful Sunday, and I hope I will see you next Sunday about 1 p.m. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Małgorzata Kurzępa, Fair House Investments. Thank you.